Guten Abend, Leute, und willkommen in den österreichischen Alpen. Heute Abend sind wir in Spielberg beim großen Preis von Österreich für die Division 2 Rennen. Johannes und ich, Ant, werden Sie begleiten, um dieses Rennen zu verfolgen. Wie geht's dir? And just very quickly, this is take 2. It's like YouTube knew how bad the first intro was. It's kind of saved me, kind of. How are you, mate?
Ja, sehr gut, man. Sehr gut. Wie geht es dir?
Mir geht's gut. That's okay for me. That's basic German. That's all right. So we've got a few times on the time board. We've got Mahmoud with a minute 4.9 on medium tires. That's pretty good.
Yeah, indeed it is.
So I'm just trying to figure out who we've got on a lap. Benita is on a lap, I think. So let's go on board with him. You want to take a bit of curb here. You want to extend the exit because you've got a lot more traction on the end of on the exit of the corner. Going downhill, it's very easy to either lock up the front tires as Panizza's done, or even the rear tires, and that's the one you really don't want to happen. Here you've got the only two left-handers, and you want to take a bit of a later apex there than what Panizza did, as Armar Red goes fastest, only just. And yeah, here you can very easily cut the corner, so Benitez avoided that. Same here, you want to throw the car into both right-handers, and well, yeah, you want to keep that car on track to validate the lap, but okay, that hasn't invalidated the lap, and he's got fastest. So yeah, we've got another Italian who I believe won the last race. I could be wrong, but Sociopath in P20 at the moment. He's coming up the final corner. Had a very good exit there, but it's only good enough for P6. There's a lot more to come from him. Everybody else has set their lap. We've got Kiza Soze in the middle sector. What does he do? It's a 45.5, and yeah, that's a pretty good line. Much nicer than Panizza's earlier on. He kind of unsettled himself, but still got fastest. How can Kiza Soze deal with the final two corners? He keeps it on track very nicely. You can run much wider there, and the wider you get, the more speed you get through the corner. I think Martin's only just started his lap, so yep, he's after turn 1. Coming up to the hill, this is turn 2, believe it or not. Yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't be counted for Formula 1 anymore as a corner. That it's just a kink on the straight. What can Martin do in the middle sector here? This is where most of the time is. Well, he really did extend that corner entry as much as he could.
And I always just have a small spin out of turn 2. It's so difficult around there, like the exit of turn 2. It's easy to spin out there.
So Martin's about 4/10 up on, I think it was Sociopath's time? No, it was Kiza Soze's time, so he's looking at a minute 4.9, maybe 7. Oh, no, it's a 5.1. Okay, so it goes up to P6 for Martin. Good banker lap for him. Who else do we have on the lap? Crustia T is on the lap, I believe. He's down in P15. We expect a bit more from him in qualifying. So let's no, he's not on a lap. He's in none, so he's not going to improve.
We have our championship leader on the lap, Nick. He's in the second sector.
I don't think it's a very good lap, or actually a hot lap, because he's about 2 seconds down on what Martin did. So yeah, don't expect a very good time here. Yeah, he's already down to a minute 3 going into the final corner. He hasn't invalidated. I'm wondering if the settings are correct, because we've got no invalidations.
Everything. He used everything on his ERS, so that was quite strange.
Yeah, he must have had a big lock-up or something going into the first corner. But we missed it. Flaherty went up into P2. Flaherty's having a great season, isn't he?
Yeah, man, he is. He did really good in Tier 3 last season.
Yeah.
Became champion. He's showing some good pace. I think he's in top 5 right now. Moritz is in a lap as well. Ooh, going really wide and invalidated his lap. Unfortunate for him. And his teammate Louis, he has a quali ban. I was wondering why he was not going out, but now I remember.
Yeah, I completely missed that, the quali bans for this week. Who do we have on a lap? I think Alex isn't on a lap. No, he isn't. What about single track? Yeah, I think he's on a lap because he's got about 30% ERS. He's slightly down on his own time, so can he find any time in those final 3 corners? Let's go on board again and try and compare the lines he's going to take. These curves are so atrocious on this track. There are some curves are kind of flat, and others make you spin like Sebastian Vettel in 2019.
Yeah, man, turn 1 as well. Like, it's easy to cut the corner or going wide or just lose it in the action. Really difficult.
Yeah. It looks like we didn't even have the stream up and running earlier on.
Oh.
I'm looking at... Yeah, that's weird. We didn't even have it up and running, so... Yeah. YouTube completely saved me there. Alex is on a lap, coming up to the first left-hander in the middle sector. It's a 44.7, so he's nearly 5 tenths up in the middle sector. This is looking like a pole time as it stands. 8 minutes from the end. Coming up to the start of the third sector, 2 right-handers to go, so he doesn't clip the curb. Takes a bit of the final one, has a nice line on the exit. It's a minute 4.6, so he's just about a tenth quicker than Panizza. I'm sure Panizza has a lot more in him. So he's
in the last corner.
Whoa! He got the really car sideways. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I thought that was a corner cut, to be honest. Maybe
yeah,
the
man,
view
he was on the edge. He was on the edge.
Yeah.
I'll watch it back. To be honest.
Yeah. Exactly. Laupi improves, but he doesn't improve his position. Who else do we have on that? We've got Kisa Soze to look forward to. We've got Freddie Olsen in the final corner. Again, another good line on the exit. It's good enough for P3. This is a minute 4.7. This is a very, very good time. Armand, another one of our top drivers in Tier 2, regularly fighting for podiums and wins. He goes fastest, and that is a very good margin. He's nearly a tenth and a half up on Panizza, who did go fastest. I missed that, sorry. Panizza did go fastest. And yeah, we've got about 6 or 7 minutes left in this session, and yeah, they're starting to wake up and get the proper times in.
I was watching back Panizza his corner, but I think he was cutting the corner. He was really lucky.
Yeah. I don't know what it was like. I don't know what it was like on board, but yeah, it looked like a corner cut. Anyway. What else do we have? Malmoon's got second. We did say earlier on that he had a really good time on the medium tyres. It was a minute 5.7, I think. I can't remember. So minute 4.5. He's less than 2 tenths away from Armand. He's definitely in the conversation for pole position tonight.
Yeah, he is. And Armand now on pole. Like he was doing really good before the safety car last race in Brazil. Yeah. But he was one of the 3 guys that chose not to pit, and that cost him really bad. Yeah,
that's the problem when races are that short and and you've got a safety car at the wrong time. Do you gamble or not? And yeah, if you wait too long, you're going to be nowhere. And he didn't get the points he deserved last time around, but I'm sure he'll do better tonight. Who do we have on the time? I think Nick is on the time. He was coming up from the pits about a lap ago, so he's attacking. Whoa, he's only got 40% left, so he really used a lot of energy on that back straight. Well, on the first of the back straights. So he does go purple in the first sector, but that doesn't mean much on this game. It just means that you're quicker than the people around you. Moritz has gone P3. So again, very, very close up front. It is a short lap, that's a given, but still, all the times are within a tenth of a second in the top three. He slides a little bit in the first left-hander there, well, in the second left-hander. What can you do in the final sector? Okay, that's a good line. Keeps it steady. Takes a bit of curb, and it hasn't invalidated it again. So, yeah, a P9 for Nick. I know it's a banker lap for him, but you'd expect a lot more from him considering his qualifying pace. Who else is on a lap? We've got Mr. Bitticus. Yeah, he's the only one on a lap right now. So he's come up to turn 3. Going down the hill, and again, he's pretty good on the braking. He doesn't usually lock up or anything, so yeah, keeps it nice and steady. Stays on the exit, on the outside for the corner exit.
Yeah,
stays nice and close to the left. Yep.
G2 Roddy right now. He was really fast in Canada, I believe. He missed the last race.
Yeah.
He showed some really quick pace.
Well, before Brazil, he was the championship leader in both Tier 2 and Xtreme, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so,
he's showing some good pace. Wondering if he can do it again. He's 4 tenths up on his time. So
a bit of a wobble going through the antepenultimate corner. He doesn't have any energy left. Can he improve any further? It's going to be close. It's P4.
P4.
A 0.444 improvement. Chris Bailey would love that. Smith's on a lap. He's only just started it. Flatty's going to be a good one. I'm expecting a lot from this lap. I'm expecting this to be P3. Flatty's going from strength to strength in this division. He really hasn't slowed down from his Tier 3 days. Much like you. Wow. Going down the hill. Okay, oh, that's a very good extension of the track. He locks up a little bit mid-corner. Yeah, it still looked quick enough, so up to 40 seconds going into the first left-hander. I think this is going to be a good lap. Oh, no, why did I say that? Why did I say that? I think he's got enough time to go around.
Yeah, you even have like a new pole container. Panizza is on a really quick lap, 3 tenths up.
3 tenths up, alright. Oh yeah, and he's at the end of his lap. Corners. 3 tenths, this is a major improvement, but he goes well off track, and
that will cost him. Yeah, that cost him. Oh, unfortunate for him.
What can the Airways do? He's down to 5% on his ERS, but he beats Panizza, so he's 8 thousandths ahead. He's got enough time to go around, if he's got enough fuel. Flaherty's giving it another go. What can Kisa Soze do? He doesn't improve. Laupi in P16, he's well out of position. What's happening to him? He's got time to go for another lap if he's got fuel. Airways, we saw him. Alex Egerich. Yeah, he's starting his lap. He's using less energy than he did earlier on, if I remember correctly. He's going to be wanting to use a bit more on the second straight. He extends it beautifully there, but he's got an invalidation. Flaherty, yeah, he will be starting another lap. Sociopath, another driver completely out of position. Both Mercedes should be way up the order here. It's just not happening for them at the moment, so I don't know if they've got plenty of invalidations.
Yeah,
Armaz started his lap. It's going to be hard to follow everybody because it's such a short lap. All the laps are going to be coming in together. Have a look at what's happening at the start-finish straight. So many cars are together. What can Mahmoud do in the middle sector here? So the right-hander extends nicely. He's got his foot down for the acceleration pretty nicely. Extends a lot. Keeps it clean. It's looking really good. As it stands, it's looking good enough for pole position. We'll have a look at what Armag can do going into the middle sector. He is improving as well, but I think Mahmoud is slightly ahead as it stands. But most importantly, he's going to be the first one to set a lap. What is it? He's lost a bit of time in the middle sector, so he's a thousandth away from Armand. Can he consolidate his lead? Yeah, he goes even quicker. Nearly a tenth and a half up on his own time. Sociopath has only been able to improve to P11. What about Laupi? Laupi is not on a lap. I've been expecting a lot from Flatty, but I think he's not going to improve. No, he's at half a tenth down. Rudy is another one that
invalidated as well.
Who, sorry?
Moritz on P3.
Oh. So, no, he's well off his time. What can Single Track do? He's one of the big players as well here. But it's looking like a weak qualifying for him. He's in P12. Sociopath is off, and yeah, that's going to be our grid then. So with Louis in P20, as you said earlier on, qualifying ban for him, so no time set. Starting at the back of the grid, which honestly isn't too bad on this track considering the first two corners. Turn 1 is so tight, and turn 3, turn 3 isn't too bad, but it's so easy to miss your braking point by I don't know, 5 meters and end up in another car basically. So a lot of carnage can happen. If you're at the back, you can't get carnage from the back. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise for him. And I apologize to everybody on the stream because I've not been following your comments as they've been coming in, I suspect. I'll just open it up on my computer. And just before that, we'll go through the grid. We've got Armand in pole with Mahmoud and Moritz in P3. Then our ex-championship leader, Roddy, is in P4. P5 for Airways, Panizza, Alex Egorich, Nick BT, Freddie Olsen, Flatty rounds off the top 10. And then we've got Sociopath, kind of out of position, Single Track as well, Kiza Soze, Smith, our reserve, Monster, Laupi, Krusty T, Jackster, Bit, and Louis on his qualifying ban. What have you made out of this qualifying session, Johannes?
Armand is doing really good again, this qualifying session. I think he had pole last week as well, so that's 2 in a row. And I saw Nick earlier in the race, he had some problems with, I see it in chat, he had some problems with his ERS thing. So he turned his wheel on and off, and it worked fine after that. Because we were watching him, and he was using all of his ERS, it looked like, and he was on the 108. So that was really strange. But,
yeah.
Glad it's working again for him. But yeah, okay, it's so close in quali, so that's fun.
And it's probably easy to say, Armand, but who do you think is going to win tonight?
Oh, this will be a really difficult one. I think, the whole top 10 can win, in this tier as well, but also in this race. But I will say, I think Panizza has a really good chance.
Right. Okay.
And Armand, I have no idea, to be honest. You?
I don't really know. Armand is really strong and consistent. But Alex, I was going to say Alex on his day can get a really good result. I think Nick has been really good since the start of the season.
Indeed, man. Nick has also a really good chance. I think a big part today is of course, staying in DRS and don't get a penalty. At least don't get 6 seconds of time penalty. I think a lot of people will have 3 seconds. So that's fine.
Yeah, we've not spoken about that, but it is a track which is so easy to get penalties at. I'll just check the simulation settings. Where is it? Strict. It is strict corner cutting.
It looks a little bit overcast or something.
Yeah, as well.
Don't know if we expect some rain, but
well, looking at the strategies right now, we've got 3 in the top 14 who are on hard tyres. The rest are on medium tyres.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a possibility, but I would expect 1 or 2 drivers to have a bet and try and go for soft tyres, and we don't have that at the moment. So if it's raining, it looks like it's going to be at least around lap 10.
Yeah.
But it's definitely very hazy. Looking at the background, we can see the forest, and it's very, very, very foggy, to say the least. And we know how quickly it can change on this game. But I was following a race last night, and it never really came to intermediate conditions. It stayed. It was raining, and it took like 10 or 15 laps for the RS to be disabled, and then 5 laps later it was fine. It's a very, very hard game to read at times. So as I said, I was going to be looking at the YouTube chat. Not sure why, but Austria is always a track I struggle at. It doesn't gel for me. Well, quite a few of those corners are really tricky. Like the first corner, you want to take a bit of the curb, but if you take too much, you might either invalidate or just have the car in the air and not be able to turn. So it looks like a simple track, but it's a very, very technical one. Each corner has its own technicity about it, and it's very hard to string all of those corners together, especially with the curbs, which are very high in certain corners, and with the track limits as well. And Monster's got a headache. So yeah, headaches aren't exactly great when you're playing whatever game you're playing. Not looking great for him tonight. But he's qualified for P15. He can still get a good result out of it.
One guy on the soft.
We do. Okay.
Our Dutchman Laupie.
Yeah, we do. And it doesn't surprise me that much that he goes for the soft tyres. He's down in P16. He's well out of position, so he wants to try something different. Get a few positions at the start and maybe try an undercut on everybody. That could work for him.
Indeed.
I don't think it indicates anything about the weather.
No, indeed. Like in the hard tire, like almost on every track, you can go really long with it. So the softest option, go early in the pit. But in the Friday race with the MRC X, there was a 100% race and there was no safety car. I was waiting the whole race for a safety car.
That's good. You made it shorter.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you do want to break at one point. At some point in the 100% race. Well done to everybody for not having the safety car. That's good. And it's a very, very short formation lap. We're already coming up to the end of it. Only 2 corners to go. But the field is a bit spread out. We've got a few guys still only just starting the 3rd sector.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like there's a few drivers like Sociopath and won just the last race. He's in P11, like the Flaherty is doing really good. P10, Freddie Olsen showed his pace. Nick, championship leader, P8. Like it's so close in this tier. It's so much fun, and I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, as you said, Nick, Freddie, Sociopath, Single Track, and Laupie. They're all going to be drivers to look after during this race. I'm going to be going on board with Roddy, simply because the camera is not going to be good. And Roddy's shown a lot of pace in the previous races, so he might make a few positions at the start. And he's got a hard tyre starter in front of him, so it could be a move into turn 1. It isn't as it stands. Whoa, he goes to the left, as there's a little bit of glitching going on. We saw some carbon fibre flying around.
Yeah,
he's going around the outside, Roddy, of Mahmoud. Is he going to make it stick? So he's got the outside. He's going to get a better exit. And whoa, just a bit of contact. Not quite sure what happened, but Mahmoud has lost the position and Benita's gone through. So making up for his poor qualifying from his standards. Panizza up into P4 and Arma has kept the lead, but Moritz has made a position up. He's up into P2 and he's on the hard tyres. As long as he can stick with Arma, he's going to be fine because he's going to get the DRS and it's going to be pretty easy around this track to follow him around.
Flaherty and Sousa. What a battle. Side by side.
Yeah.
I think they're still side by side. Let me see. Yeah, they're still side by side.
Sociopath up into P8, P9, sorry. No, P8. Airways is pitting, so I don't know if he's got any damage.
Yeah, he got damage. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. Okay.
In turn 1.
So Airways at the back of the grid, but we've got Nick as well at the back of the grid. He's up down in P19.
Oh no, and Mamudev. He just crashed into after in the exit of turn 1. Oh no, that's
so we've got a virtual safety
17
car.
positions. So he was like around P4, I believe.
Yeah, he started in P2, I think. Yeah, there's 17 positions. Yeah, P2. But Moritz is in the lead, so the virtual safety car came out just at the right time for him. He'll be able to save a bit of energy and maybe at a restart try and pull away from Arma, but Arma is Arma. He's very quick and he doesn't get distanced very easily. But there is a bit of a gap to Roddy. No, sorry, to Alex Egerich. I don't know if that's him keeping a bit of a gap to the delta or if it's the actual gap. It's coming down to about 1.1 seconds, so it's probably the actual...
Oh no.
So yeah, Freddy has managed to get an overtake on Alex, but he's going to have to go and serve a penalty very, very quickly. Let's go on board. Moritz has got overtaken by Roddy. Roddy already in the lead now.
Yeah, he's showing some pace. Ooh,
so
quite a little bit contact between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari in P8 it was.
We've got contact between the RB and the Williams as well. Very close to contact again with the front wing of the Williams of Panizza. But yeah, it is kind of as expected in this race. The cars are going to stay together, and the lead is pretty much going to change every single lap, unless the driver in the second position decides to stay behind. Yeah, it's going to be a tactical race, this one.
Yeah, and Louis, he started P20, he's already P11.
We've got Laupi in... Oh no, it's Freddy serving his penalty, sorry. So let's go on board with Moritz and see what this closing speed is looking like for the RB. So he doesn't go for the move just yet, he's looking at the inside, and Roddy has a bit of a wheel block there. He missed the apex. It's cost him a bit of time. I think he's still got enough of a gap on Moritz. Moritz could dive in, but yeah, there's no point in diving in on lap 4. I think he's smart enough to know that, and he's smart enough to execute it. So still going good for him, especially on hard tyres. He knows that this isn't his time to go, but Panizza, we mentioned it earlier on, he just touched that curb. And this has cost him like 3 positions, I think he was in P4. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to touch those curbs in the middle sector. Those 2 left-handers are horrible. You just don't touch those curbs. I think every person in Tier 1 knows that. But yeah, a mistake here and there, turning a little too early, and you will be touching that inside curb. So Moritz has chosen to go for the move this time round, sticking to the inside. Roddy hasn't exactly given up, but he's going to have DRS on this straight. Is Roddy going to go for the move again? It's closing in, he's going for it, he's going to go into the inside. And it is a move for the lead, so on lap 5 we got 2 changes of lead. But Moritz isn't giving up in the middle sector. He's trying to go around the outside. He's given up in the end. But, yeah. some moves are riskier than others. I'll put it that way. And he's decided not to go for the.
He's losing some pace on the softs. Like he was behind Kisoja, but he lost DRS to them, and now Louis passed him as well. So it looks like the soft is already gone after 5 laps.
Yeah, and we've not mentioned it yet, but Louis has gone from P20 up to P9. This is a dream start for him.
Yeah, beautiful from him. He was upset last week that he got a penalty. And,
yeah, he's got P2, I think,
redemption
before the penalty.
Yeah,
P2 or P3, I can't remember. So yeah, costing him a podium. It's hard to take. Moritz isn't doing too bad as it stands, considering he's on the hard tyres. I don't know when the hards.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know when the hards will start feeling better than the mediums. I think the tyre wear is pretty high on this track, so maybe around lap 7 or 8, the hards will finally start to feel better. But we've got yellow flags in the middle sector. Who has spun around? We can't see. We do have it's Jackster. Yeah. We've got Jackster running, going down the order. Everybody in the top 7 is in a train. Actually, top 8 are in a train. Excuse me. Kizasozi has joined it.
Yeah,
so any one of those. Who? Sorry.
Laupi is pitting now.
Okay.
He's probably going for the hards. Yeah, he is.
So 6 laps is the limit. Oh, we got quite a bit of contact. Whoa, as Alex is going off track. I've got no idea what happened there into turn 3. We've got still some more contact between Alex and Kizasozi as Alex goes off the track. This is very, very reminiscent of Lando Norris and Max Verstappen last season. So this has shaken the DRS train a bit because Panizza's lost a bit of time. He's caught up a little bit in the middle sector, so he's just about 9/10 away from Plati. He's going to need to use a bit of ERS to stay in it, but he probably has no ERS left, so he's 1.1 seconds behind. He won't have any ERS on this lap. DRS, sorry. 8 laps into the race. Well, 7 laps completed. We've got no penalties yet. No, honestly, no. This is
this is not true. This is not true.
I mean, it's even better timing than who was it? It was Mr. Ginner in Canada Tier 3. I said he was having a good race. 3 seconds later, he DNF'd. This was instant. So Roddy is keeping the lead as Moritz. Whoa, that was a very aggressive move there. Putting to the left side of the corner entry.
Sociopet is going on the inside of Armad. Sociopet is going on the inside of Armad.
Oh, he is indeed.
He overtook him. Beautiful move from him.
Yep, so we did say that
already
earlier.
8 positions.
Yeah, we're going to say Sociopath, we knew we had to keep an eye on him. Completely out of position during qualifying. P11 starting and already up into P3. So great starts here from Sociopath and Louis in P9. He's a bit in no man's land as it stands, Louis. He's 3 seconds behind Alex Egerich as Jackster is the second driver to get a 3-second time penalty.
Probably both Dutchmen.
Sorry?
I think Jackster is Dutch as well.
Both Dutchies,
so both Dutchmen.
Armaz going for the move again. I'm surprised he has, because Laubi, Sociopath had DRS as well. So Armand must be running with very low wings to be able to make a move that easily. He's going to have to make some work in the middle sector because he's lost a bit of time to the top 2. As Flatty's gone for the move on Sociopath. Sociopath's managed to keep it. All staying within the 1 second window as we've got a spin. It's probably due to contact between Kizasozi and Panizza. It's Panizza's second spin of the race, I believe. He spun out on that curb. The curb before. And he's finding it a very, very frustrating race for him tonight. Cross Tier T gets a 3-second time penalty, so now we don't only have Dutchmen, we've got a very balanced penalty representation. We've also got Brits getting penalties. I hope that makes you feel better. A second Brit.
Oh, and Flaherty got the 3-second penalty as well. And Monster is doing really good. Like he had some issues like in the beginning of the season. He said, like, I'm losing pace. I don't have the pace, and now he's gaining already like 6 positions and in the top 10. So hopefully he can keep it up.
Yep. Oh, slight contact again between Moritz and Roddy there in the fight for the lead on lap 10. As you said, this is looking like a good race for Monster this season. He's had his struggles, and I can't remember where he started. Yeah, he's made 6 positions. Monster in P9.
Yeah.
So
P50.
a good race start for him. Same with Louis, who's overtaken him in P8. Or has he? No, it's someone else who's pitted. It's Panita. Panita's pitted. I completely missed that. He's down in P19. He's on hard tyres, and we'll be looking to go to the end. When do you expect the pit stops to start happening?
We could see 3 wide though. Sorry, almost like in with the top 3. But I think around lap 14, 15.
Yeah.
Maybe 16 the latest. Yeah, somewhere between that.
Yeah, 14 sounds about right, and I'm starting to get a bit worried about the strategy for Moritz, because he's running really well at the moment. Don't get me wrong, but considering everybody else is going to be making an undercut on him, and this is probably the time for him to create the gap. No, Arma is sticking with him. I was saying that everybody's going to be pitting earlier than him, getting an undercut on fresh hard tyres. He might end up at the back of this train, so he's going to have a very mighty
big crash from Chris T.
So this is going to hurt Moritz. I was talking about strategy. So he's not going to get undercut, but he's going to have to go and put some medium tyres on, because he can't afford to stay out on hard tyres, which are going to be very slow on the restart. And if no safety car comes out during the rest of the race, he's going to finish at the very back, because he's going to have to pit again. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very difficult second stint for Moritz. The safety car will probably finish around the end of lap 14. And that means that he's going to have to complete 22 laps on a set of mediums.
I did a pretty long stint in the 100% race, but I did like I think 33 laps or something. So
so that equates to about 16 laps, 17
yeah, I did
in a 50% race, and he's got to do 5 more than that. So it's like going 10 extra laps than what you did in a 100% race. It's going to be a big ask for him. I'm wondering if it's worth it for him to go for a 2-stop strategy from here.
Yeah, indeed, that could be.
It's a very hard one to call, because if another safety car happens later on, he'll be wanting some fresh tyres. So, what would you do from here if you were him?
I think I would go for medium.
Yeah.
And hoping for like a late safety car and to go to the soft tire.
Yeah.
And maybe like hoping it will be really difficult on the mediums. You will lose a lot of time. But to pit later on, that's a soft. Like, how long is the pit lane here? It's not the longest, but I think around 18 seconds or something.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I saw Ben doing it in MRC, and it's really hard. Like, he's really quick, but for him it was already really hard to come back from it. So he needs to hope for a safety car.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I feel sorry for him, because he's been driving really well. He's been at the front. He's been able to stick with them from the very start of the race. He didn't fall back or anything. He made positions at the start. I was expecting him to lose a few because of the lack of grip on hard tyres, especially with these conditions. It's overcast. It's cold, so it's not ideal conditions for the hard tyres. And he's been He's been driving really well, so I wouldn't put it past him to do well in this second stint, but it's going to be a massive challenge. Let's have a look at the position changes. What has been happening? So, as you said, we've got Monster who had a good start. He's pit now, so he's got overtaken by people who had already pit. Smith is up into P8. I think he hasn't pit. What am I doing?
No, he didn't pit. He didn't
pit. Yeah. So he's the only driver who hasn't pit.
Oh, he's on the hard tire. Yeah.
Yeah. 13 lap
why he didn't.
And I forgot. Yeah, I want to have a look at position changes. So yeah, as we said, Louis has made 11 positions up. So considering his really good race start, he could make even more positions on this second start. He could be looking at a fight for the podium here. It's not going to be easy because the current podium is really good. You've got Sociopath looking at the back of Roddy as well. Be sure that he'll be giving it everything to go into the podium positions and probably even the race win. Flatty, he's a hungry driver. And yeah, Alex has got the pace. Keita's got his mojo back. And yeah, to me, anybody in that top 6 can really win this race. Keita's been struggling a little bit, so a bit more doubt on him. But he's definitely going to be fighting for those top positions as, yeah, and end of lap 14 as predicted. We are getting the safety car coming in this lap. Going back in, and let's go back to the tyres so that we can follow the strategies as they unfold. During the rest of this race, hopefully we don't get a safety car, but for Moritz's sake, yeah, I feel sorry for him, so hopefully for him he'll get a safety car. So we're on board with Armand.
Oh, and
yeah,
I think it's Louis. Or no, it's a Williams driver. I think Smith. Someone lost his end plate.
Oh.
During the safety car restart.
Smith's gone into the pit. He probably went too early trying to get out of the way for everybody else, but the execution probably wasn't the best. Moritz has managed to create a 7/10 gap. He's going to need to create a gap, because if he's going to have to pit again, he's going to need to pull away from everybody and try and make some time on the start of this second stint. As yeah, the gap is increasing a little bit. He had a poor exit though after turn 3, so we'll be following that gap very closely. I hope for the race's sake that he pulls away. Yeah, he's pulled away by over a second as it stands. So this makes things a bit more interesting for the race. Him being able to pull away from the DRS train as it stands, it should be able to make any racing possibility for him alive. But yeah, he's losing a bit of time. So has he used too much energy in the first part of the track?
And Moritz is already like out of DRS.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm glad that he's been able to pull away, because he really needs that gap to open up. So Armand is going to be under pressure already from Roddy. Is Roddy going to go for the move at the end of this straight? I think he's going for it. Yeah, he's going to the inside. No, he only put Armand under pressure. He sold a very good dummy there. And that gap is still increasing between Moritz and Armand. Moritz has got to do the most out of these tyres right now. They're not going to get any quicker. So, yeah, he's got a fight as well between P2 and P3. So this is helping Moritz even further. Yeah, but he sticks to the outside. What can he do? Yeah, he makes the move stick on Armand. Armand probably knows that there's no point in racing this, so he probably abdicated that position. And yeah, looking at the bigger picture, and knows that Moritz is the one under pressure, and he's just got to wait till the end of the race.
Flaherty losing so... Oh, that's a 3 second time penalty. No way.
Yeah, another of our top drivers getting a penalty. Flaherty's down the order now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but,
he lost his wing.
Yeah. That's what you were saying earlier on. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Armand looking good as it stands. We were saying that he's a very patient driver, quick, consistent, and right now he doesn't have any penalties. So being in P3 right now with Moritz having to pit is looking good for him.
I'm only thinking like can Moritz like just getting some good gap, and then hopefully like he will have struggles later on, but does he like have enough of a gap to lose some seconds later on in the race? I don't think so, but that would be really insane.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think he's not pulled enough of a gap. The hardest bit was to pull away from 1 second. But now there was a bit of a corner cut there from Armand, so he's probably got a warning out of that. So I agree with you. I think he would have wanted to pull away by about 3 seconds by now. Because 2 seconds ahead of second place position, Roddy is still getting a bit of a tow. Very, very light tow, but it's still helping him. So what Moritz wants is Roddy and Armand to start fighting, but I think Armand knows how to manage this race right now. He doesn't need to be in front of Roddy, he just needs to stay clean and stay behind Roddy. As Nick goes for the fastest lap with a 1 minute 6.7. Really, really good lap considering its race conditions. So we're coming up to the halfway point at the end of this lap. There are yellow flags in the middle sector in turn 4. I don't know what that is for. We've got 2 Aston Martins together. Sauvé and Monster. Yeah, that gap hasn't really increased. It's increased by about 2/10 on this lap. And yeah, Moritz is still has enough grip as it stands. It's only been 4 laps since the race start, so he's still got plenty of grip. But when those tyres will drop, it's going to be difficult for him. As we've got Armand going for the move, trying to close that gap to Moritz, but yeah, going side by side into that corner means he's going to compromise his exit, and he's probably going to be under pressure from Roddy. So Roddy going to the inside. Cross duty's retired in the pits, and Roddy's made that move stick very nicely indeed. So I'm constantly mentioning the gap, but that gap has gone up a little bit, which shows, guys. Pick your right time to fight. It's not crucial for them because a pit stop will be very expensive for Moritz in terms of seconds, but it just shows when you're fighting you lose time. What do we have? I think the tyres are already at a crossover point. Roddy's closed that gap very, very quickly. He's gained about 0.3 of a second in the final sector. So either he's using a lot of energy to pull away from Armand, which would be pointless because of DRS, or he's simply got the better tyres compared to Moritz, and Moritz is in a lot of trouble. I'm surprised actually. Friddy hasn't been able to stick with the group in front, so he must have had a contact or something. Maybe it was with Smith at the race start. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, and he was behind Louis as well, and behind, I think his name is Carl, like in the McLaren driver.
Yep.
He overtaken them both, but the gap is already really big. I think Louis lost. And I remember, I think Sauvé was between them as well. He's in P12, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's dropped down the order. He was pretty close to the guys in front, and yeah, he must have had to gain a moment or something, and that's cost him a lot of points as it stands. Can Armand go for it into turn 3 at the end of his straight? He's just biding his time, positioning himself nicely. He's got plenty of ERS as well to play with for the rest of this lap. Will he try and push Roddy? It doesn't look like it. He's closing the gap, obviously, having the slipstream and DRS. But we've got Alex Egerich going to the inside of Sociopath. Let's have a look at that fight from above. Yeah, sticking to the outside, Alex, as we've got retirement in the pits from Jackster. It's looking very close, but yeah, Alex made the move on the outside, but had a bit of a moment mid-corner, and Sociopath has gone back through, so good fighting between these two. They've stayed within the second of the cars in front, so they won't lose out in the long run. That gap has still stabilised with Roddy, so Moritz must have had a moment or something in one corner, just a minor scare, but still looking okay for him as it stands. Freddy is looking pretty good, to be honest. He's slowly catching up. He's on the medium tyres, but he's making those tyres work as it stands, considering he doesn't have any ERS to help him. What's happening with the Red Bull? Oh no, it's it's Jackster's Red Bull. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was wondering as well. Like
yeah, I was thinking we don't usually get
it's 3 wide for PA though. Oh no, it is a big crash for Laupi.
Oh, that's a big one, yeah.
Together with Airways, I believe.
It
was not going well.
Yeah. So front wing damage for Laupi, probably for Airways as well. Airways having a difficult season. He struggled last season as well. I think he's much better than the results are showing for him, and
yeah, indeed.
He'll be disappointed with that.
He had damage in turn 1, lap 1, so that was already hurted him. But the safety car came to help him. And then he was P10, but now he needs to fight back again.
Yeah, and he's already on the medium tyres, and he's going to have to go for another set if he goes back to the pits. And they're very close, Laupi and Airways. What's happening? They're both going to the pits. Moritz is slightly pulling away. It's nothing major, but still 2.6 seconds. I think 7 or 8 laps into this second stint, he'll be happy that he's managing to pull away a little bit from this DRS train.
And he's hoping they will fight a little bit more.
Yeah. But a lot of thinking is going through Moritz's head right now because, whoa, what was that? Roddy had a moment there, and there's contact with Armand, and Armand spun out.
Oh no! That's really unlucky for him.
We had a really good view of that, but I was more thinking of what's actually happening with Moritz, and all of a sudden, Roddy was kind of ghosted, and there was contact. It was very strange. Roddy?
Ahmad lost. Yeah, Ahmad lost his end plate.
Oh no! This is really gutting for him. I think he's second in the championship, is he?
No, he's third. P4.
P4. Oh yeah, you're right.
P4. P4, yeah.
Yeah, this was a good chance for him to make some points up on Roddy, and especially since he didn't have any penalties either. So Moritz will be happy about this. But big decisive moment in this race. Going back to what Moritz would be thinking right now, as Laupi gets another 3-second time penalty, he's starting to think, okay, should I go to the end? Because it's been 10 laps now that we've restarted the race. Does he go to the end? Or does he pit in 1 lap or 2 and try and get a gap on everybody else? Because what is the gap? He would probably come out in P9 if he pits right now, just behind Kiza Soze and in front of Panizza. So he'd be in P9 and he'll have fresh tyres. He can fight his way back up to everyone. Does he do that and risk a safety car coming out and ruining everything, or does he wait? What would you do?
I think I would go just wait and try to go for the mediums, man. If you can do it, if you don't have like the scary moment for a puncture, then I would stay out. I think
you'd go to the end.
I think it's doable, but it will be really close and difficult in the end. But Roddy is getting penalties 6 seconds already.
Yeah.
So I think he can do it. I believe in him.
Well, all this fighting that's happening in between the P2, 3 and 4 is really helping Moritz right now. He can kind of focus on his own tyre management a little bit because he hasn't had a chance yet. He's been trying to pull away from them, so he's got a 4.3 second gap. As you said, Roddy's got penalties, so Moritz has got to stay very clean till the end. Yeah, Roddy's really playing with the track limits here. He really is going for it.
He is, and he's struggling on the tires. It looks like, but I think he's on the hard tires, so he shouldn't be. But he has some difficulty on the hard tire right now.
Going on board with Sociopath for a moment, one of our Italian drivers in the league, and looking really good. I think he doesn't want to go for a move right now. I think he believes in his tyres to go to the end, and he knows that his fight isn't with Roddy, but probably with Moritz and Alex Eggerich. Alex running really well. Oh, bit of contact, and yeah, carbon fiber's gone from Sociopath's front wing, so that gap has increased again a little bit to Moritz, and between Moritz and Roddy, but now Sociopath is going to be a bit in the same predicament as Moritz. Does he go to the end, or does he go for a new set of mediums and a new front wing? He's sticking to the left, so he's staying out, not going to the pits this lap. It's going to be a very, very hard end to the race for him, having to stick with the guys up front. Alex will be enjoying this right now. He's got a clean front wing, no penalties. The only fighter he's got at the moment is Sociopath, and he's a bit on the back foot because of his front wing damage. He will be at the end of the race. Probably feels okay for now, but later on it's going to feel very second hand. And yeah, Moritz, it's a tough one. I think Moritz has gone past that point where he could pit, and now he's just going to have to stick with it and make his tyres work. As whoa, a bit of a slide there on both on mid corner and corner exit for Alex. He's got to be careful he doesn't slip out of that 1 second window. I've got no idea where this race is going, mate.
No, indeed, and what I'm thinking about now, like, is some people are fighting really hard for some positions, and I understand like there's some gaps between some positions, but sometimes it's smarter to work a little bit together on track to gain a little bit more time on the guys ahead of you.
It is. Yeah, especially on a track like this where DRS is powerful. If you hand it over one lap after another, you really can gain some time on the leaders, and it looks like they've gained a bit of time on Moritz this lap. Panisa down the order fighting Mahmoud. At the start of the race, that was a fight for the top positions, and unfortunately for them, it's become a fight for P10. I'd like to mention Carlito Edens here in P6. I can't remember where he started, but it was pretty far down the order. He's made 13 positions. He's made 30 positions. He started in P was it 19? Yeah, P19. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Him and Louis are having great races and going to be scoring good points tonight for their team.
Yeah, and Alex just overtaken Roddy. I think Sociopath needs to think like maybe to overtake Roddy as well, because he's like struggling a lot. As long as Roddy doesn't make any mistakes and stay in DRS, Sociopath is fine. But
do you think Sociopath is actually able? Does he have the facilities to overtake Roddy with his front wing damage? Do you think he can do it?
I didn't know that. I didn't. I forgot. Oh, and there's contact between number 2 and number 3, Roddy and Alex.
Oh, this is looking very entertaining. Are they going 3 wide?
About it.
Sociopath is being very wise about this. He's letting them fight for it. He's going around the outside.
The gap is bigger and bigger to Moritz.
Oh, he's making this work. He's made it work. What a move by Sociopath to B3. Great move that. Well done, mate. We're talking about Carl. He's caught up to Friddy, who himself has caught up to is catching up to the fight for B2. Could we see a Carl Edens podium tonight? As Roddy's got another penalty. It is becoming a race to forget for him. He's got the pace, but he's getting so many penalties, which is easier on this track. Anybody can get penalties.
As you mentioned, Freddy will come closer and closer. I think he will go for the top 4 as well.
And Moritz is looking so good. He's looking so good, Moritz.
Yeah, man.
He's 6 seconds ahead of that fighter
He's making me
P2.
think about like soft. No, soft.
Yeah, exactly. Soft medium. Soft medium is the way to go, everybody. Do 30 laps on the mediums. They're going to go the way.
So I think Ben will do a 2-stop.
Yeah, so as this stands, this is going to be lap 17, I think. No, probably 16. Lap 16. He's done on the well, in race pace, let's say.
Oh, and Rodney he had a moment.
Moritz has
in
got
the
to get
left on the exit, and he's
oh. Yeah.
He's trying to get out of the grid, but he can't.
Looks like. Well, he's got to pause. He's got to pause and reset the track because he's going to get disqualified if this carries on.
And the safety car.
Yeah, we've got the safety car. Yeah. That's why I was focusing on Moritz having to overtake the safety car so he can have a pit stop next lap because
Ahmed is not coming in. Oh, he has one more lap to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So as it stands, we've got Carlito Eden in P2. Everybody, I've been practicing with him last night, and he was saying that he felt. Usually he complains. He complains a lot, Carl. He's a bit like me, but worse with his setups. And he usually says, I'm slow. I don't feel right with this track, whatever. Last night he genuinely said, I'm happy with my pace. It felt good on Thursday. It felt good tonight.
Nice.
And he's up into P2. Of course, people have been pitting, but he was P6, I think.
Yeah.
So he's going to be P5.
Go to the pit. Yeah, he is going to do it.
And I think from here you need mediums, not softs, because actually, when is the safety car going back in? It'll probably be at the end of lap 33.
Yeah,
with a bit of luck.
I will go for the soft, I think.
I'd be going for mediums, simply because I think that after 3 laps, you've got no fight in those softs left. I mean, Laupi went for 6 laps and picked. That's how bad it is. So, I don't know. But Moritz is
P3, it looks like. Wow.
Yeah, P3
it's because of
exactly,
Sociopath. He probably changed his wing.
He changed his wing and has pit again. So, yeah, looking good for him. Looking very good for him. We've got single track. He's made up 5 positions since the start of the race. I think he was in P12 at the start. So we did say he was out of position, and this is his chance to make a few more positions. But Louis, proper drive that. P6 for him. And I feel sorry for Flaherty at the very back of the track.
Yeah, indeed, man. I'm wondering about Freddie Olsen. He was with Carl, and he lost some time on Sociopath, going for the wing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just really close between them. Could be.
Could be. Yeah, it's strange. It's a strange one. But yeah, I think what Carl's been doing tonight, he just stuck with Freddie. He just stayed with him and let Freddie drag him along because Freddie's very quick. He has a mistake in him, but he's very quick. So he just stuck with him, made the time up on everybody, and finds himself in P3. But I do feel sorry now for Moritz because he had a mega stint on those mediums.
Yeah, indeed.
He pulled a 6-second gap. Granted, there was a lot of fighting between the guys in P2, 3, and 4, but he managed to get a 6-second gap, 6 laps from the end. Unless he has a big mistake and penalties and whatever, he had the win in the bag there, I think.
Yeah, I think he had.
So right now he's going to be under pressure. Alex will be right in his DRS range, and that was not in the plan for Moritz. He did really well on the race restart and the rest of the stint. Had 1 or 2 worries on my part for him at some points, but drove really well, and he's going to have to do it again.
I'm scared for the restart. I think there will be big dives. People will try to get some positions.
Yeah, you're right. At the end of races, late late safety car restart to make.
Turn 2 is so slow, and I think a lot of people will go 3 wide in the first or second lap after the safety car restart.
I'm surprised Laupi hasn't hit. He's on 10 lap old medium tyres.
Airways as well, I believe.
Alright, so we're going to be going on board with... Do you want to go on board with Alex or Bit? Who's the best to be on board with? I'll go on board with Bit, and we'll go on board with Alex if a move is happening, but we should be able to see the race restart pretty cleanly from Carl's point of view. Right, 3 laps till the end.
And more
and that's a good restart. That's a good restart from him. Bit has been caught sleeping a little bit there in P3, so let's go on board with Alex. Actually, no, there's no point in going on board because there's no fighting. But 3 laps from the end, Alex is behind, and he can just pick his moment from now to the end. He can wait till the final lap, the final DRS zone, and go for the move at that point and win the race. It's all about tactics as it stands. Let's try and have a look at what fights are happening at the back. We've got Laupi losing the position to Amar, I think.
Monster, they were battling.
Yeah. Single track in P7 as well, so he should be, safe from Kizoze and
there's
Panizza.
not a lot of penalties in P10, the top 10. So that's only Kizoze has got a, I think a 3 second time penalty.
Yeah, people have been driving pretty well tonight, I think. Keeping away from 3 second penalties for most of them. A few got several penalties, but overall you would expect, I would expect a lot more penalties. As we've got a fastest lap for Carl as, Panizza takes it away. You've ruined the party, Panizza.
Big mistake, big lockup from Sociopath. Pretty Olsen is looking for it now. Sociopath is also losing.
I don't know if it's new damage, but Sociopath has got damage on his front wing, and we've got a spin around for Louis. He doesn't lose. Yeah, he loses out to single track, but single track has got ERA. Sociopath is letting those guys through. Single track up into P5. It's looking like a good day as it stands for the McLarens. Coming to the end of lap 35, we've got a lap and a half left for this Austrian Grand Prix.
Arnold is letting everybody pass. I don't know why. He had a moment with some cars, but looks like he's given up.
No damage. He's got no damage, so I can't see a reason. So, a bit of a gap has been created between Alex and Moritz. But this is the crunch time, everybody. The 3/10 gap between the two leaders, and Bit just behind, lurking in the background. This is a fight for the win on the final lap. What's going to happen? Does Alex go? Does he not? He doesn't. So we've basically got one more overtake opportunity, but Alex has got a bad exit there, so he can't go for the win right now. But does Bit go for it? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a good enough an exit. What about single track? Can he stick with his P5? He's making it work as it stands. Further down the order, what's happening? Nico's managed to stay ahead of Mahmoud. So we're in the final sector of this race, and it looks like Moritz is going to be the first driver to cross the line tonight. The Polish-Norwegian driver, the blend between Robert Kubica and Erling Braut Haaland. So it's a win for Moritz tonight, ahead of Alex Egerich. And everybody, we called it in the party, we called it in the loud party the other night. It's a podium for Carlito Edens, our commentator supreme in the MRC, has got a podium around the Österreichring.
Wow, well done to him.
Yeah.
Great performance.
And you can hear the bias in my voice. You can hear it. No, it's not British bias, everyone. It's Bitty bias. And of course he's the driver of the day. And I'm not even going to ask you for your driver of the day because your opinion doesn't matter tonight. It's Bitty.
No, it's between him and Moritz.
Yeah. Yeah,
The first
honestly,
win of his MRC career.
yeah, new
Beautiful for
driver,
him.
already a win in his 4th race. So things going very nicely, very smoothly for Moritz. And yeah, very, very impressive drive from him. I can't state how impressed I am with that stint. To pull away from guys on the hard tyres, 6 laps from the end, having it all under control until the safety car, it's remarkable. So I'll just go through the results one last time. We've got Moritz, Alex, Bitty on the podium. So for the rest of the top 15, we've got Friddy, Single Track, Louis, Sociopath, Nick, Mahmoud, Kiza Soze, Panitza, Monster, Airways, Flatty, and Laupi scoring the fun point tonight. And Armagh, fortunately for him, he had a really good race, but had 1 or 2 moments of, the racing gods deciding otherwise. Smith, Roddy, Jackster, and Crustia T at the back of your finishing positions. Yeah, who would you call as your driver of the day?
Yeah, I think you will go for Petrie, Carl, and he's deserving it. But I'm going for Moritz because he showed the pace on the hard, and I know it's really hard in the beginning of the race. And medium, it was that will be really difficult, but he managed to do it. And he even with the safety car restart, he did it as well. So for me, it's Moritz. But a big shout out to Carl and also to Louis.
Yeah, it's a hard one because Bit isn't necessarily the quickest driver in this league, in this division. I mean, sorry. And yeah, he's gone from P19 into a podium finishing position in such a close tier. But as you said, Moritz, honestly, that first stint was great on the hards. And that second stint, I can't speak highly enough about it. That was really, really good. My heart is saying Bit and my brain is saying Moritz. So I would split it between those 2 drivers. Well done to all of them. And So, everybody, that was the Austrian Grand Prix for Tier 2. We have got 25 minutes to go until we get the engine starting for Tier 1. So, we will see you there, both me and Bobo, tonight. And, see you later on, everybody.